Well, hello there. This is Mr. Vona, and I want to welcome you to our class. This is designed for a math refresher class, but you can watch this video for any number of reasons. And so, just want to welcome you to our class. In the description below, you'll see a link that will take you right to the notes to this lecture. So make sure you click on that, and you can have the notes free of charge. All right, so we're going to be, this is Unit 3, which is really the algebra unit, all right? Lesson 1, our objective is that we are going to learn how to write and evaluate algebraic expressions, all right? So before we really get into the nitty-gritty of the mathematics, it's important that we kind of understand the terminology, right? So we have some terms here. I have two terms that I want to define for you. The first one is algebraic expression. What is an algebraic expression? Well, an algebraic expression is just simply a combination of numbers and or variables separated by at least one operator. What's an operator? Plus, minus, multiply, divide, could be an exponent, right? So, and they have an expression that has no equal sign. Okay, if it has an equal sign, it turns into an equation. All right? So let me give you some examples of what I mean by an algebraic expression. I could have something as simple as, remember, it's a combination, x plus 2. Combination of variables and or numbers separated by an operator. There you go. How about y minus 5? That's an algebraic expression. You could have 3w plus 5. Actually, I have two operators there. I have addition and I have multiplication here. Okay? How about this? r over 4. Right? What's the operator there? It's the division sign, right? And just so you know, an expression can simply be one variable all by itself. That's an expression. Or an expression can be a number all by itself. All right? As long as it doesn't have an equal sign. Okay? It's an expression. And when we're talking algebraic expression, usually it's going to involve a variable, right? Which leads us to the next term. Variable. What's a variable? Well, when you think about something that is variable, it means it's something that changes. It's not constant, right? For example, number 3 is a constant. It's always 3. It's never 2. It's never 4. It's always 3. It's constant, okay? X, however, what does that mean? It means that that's some number that we don't know that can change value, right? So that's what a variable is. It's a letter that represents some unknown number. And if I want to include another part, that can change in value. Now you might be wondering, well, why do we need variables? Why can't we just stick with constants? Well, consider this. Let's say we're all driving on an airplane, right? And our speed in this airplane is 300 miles an hour. Our velocity is 300 miles an hour. However, there are some things that are going to affect that speed. Let's say, for example, we have wind that's blowing straight at us. Let's say the wind is blowing 50 miles an hour against us. What's that going to do to our velocity? Well, it's going to decrease our velocity to 250 miles an hour, right? Now, is the wind always 50 miles an hour against us? Absolutely not. The wind changes constantly. So we can't, this model is not going to do the trick for us because this 50 is going to change. So instead of having just a constant there, we might write it as 300 plus W, right? W stands for wind speed. So whatever the speed of the wind is, I can substitute it into this expression and get my velocity, all right? So things in life change. Therefore, we need variables. All right? All right, so now that we're finished with the terms, I want to help you do, I think, what many people find the most difficult in algebra. And that is translate a sentence in English to an algebraic expression. What you have to understand is that an algebraic expression is a sentence. Okay, we're used to English sentences. We're not used to mathematical sentences. All right, so I'm going to try to help clarify some things for you in terms of how to go about this translation process. All right, first of all, it's very helpful to become familiar with the key words. For example, if I said 2 and 2 is 4, well, you know that that and means plus, right? So there are certain key words. If I said, what's the difference between 6 and 4? The answer is 2, right? That word difference means subtract. So there's these key words that you need to be familiar with, okay? On the notes that I provided in the description below, I've included a bunch of different key words that are used for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and even some key words that is used for the equal sign. All right, so make sure you check that out. All right, so I'm going to give you kind of a two-step process in how to translate any English sentence into a mathematical expression. All right, the first step, and this is the step that most people don't do, and that's why they get lost right off the bat. All right, the first thing you must do is you have to define what variables you have. Okay, what are you working with? Are you talking about computers? Are you talking about dollars? Are you talking about children? What is it? What is the noun? What is the object that you're talking about? Right? That's going to be your variable. Okay, and make sure you define that. And I'll show you. Well, let's do it let's do an example. So let's say I said Sheila has 2 more cell phones than Tom. Sheila has 2 more cell phones than Tom. All right, what's my variable? Pause this video, see if you can come up with a variable. All right, Sheila has 2 more cell phones. So I could say Sheila, I'll just say S, has is equal 2 more cell phones than Tom. There it is. I actually had 2 variables, right? But take a look. Remember, an expression does not have an equal sign. Okay? So really my algebraic expression would be 2 plus t. Or I could say t plus 2. Okay, my variable was my variable was Tom, right? That's my object. He's my noun. All right? Sheila has 2 more than Tom. Okay, so you have to define your variables first. So in this case, I would say let S be Sheila, T equal Tom. All right, secondly, you need to place your operators in the right location. In the right location. There's my operator right there. Right, I have to have that in the right location for this to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some guided practice here. I'm going to write down some English sentences. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and I want you to try to translate this sentence into an algebraic expression. All right, here's sentence number 1. Okay, 6 more than 5 times the number of girls. All right? So first of all, before you pause it, see if you can define your variable, and then see if you can place your operators in the right place. All right? Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can come up with an algebraic expression. All right, welcome back. Hey, what's our variable? What's our object? 6 more than 5 times the number of girls. We're talking about girls here, right? So I'm going to let G equal girls, right? Why did I choose G and not X? Well, because girls start with G, right? So usually, not always, but usually the variable is indicative of the object that it describes, right? If I'm talking about computers, I'll say C. If I'm talking about dogs, I'll say D, right? It just kind of helps us understand what the variable means. All right, so first I defined my variable, let G equal girls. Okay, now step 2, place the operators in the right location. All right, so 6 more. 6 more. Well, if you have 6 more than me, that means you add 6. So I'm going to say something like that. Whatever is here, you got 6 more. So that more there was a key word. 6 more than 5 times. Times. What does that mean? That means a multiplication. So I have 6 more than 5 times. 5 times what? The number of girls. There it is. 6 more than 5 times the number of girls. Notice that 5G, when you have a number and a letter or a variable right next to each other, it means multiply. All right? 5G plus 6. There's my expression. All right? See? Let's try one more, and then we'll move on. Let's see. 9 less. So I got 9 less than twice as much twice as many. A little typo in my notes. So 9 less than twice as many dollars. All right, pause the video, see if you can define your variable, and then see if you can come up with an algebraic expression. Okay, well, let's take a look. What's my variable? Again, like I tell you, most people don't do this first step. And I'm telling you, you'll get lost if you don't. You got to know what variable you're talking about. All right, what am I talking about? 9 less than twice as many? I'm talking about dollars, right? So let's go ahead and let's let D equal dollars, right? What am I doing? I'm defining my variable. All right. So now let's see if we can do step 2. Let's see if we can come up with an algebraic expression. Let's put the operators in the right place. All right, so 9 less. 9 less. Okay, so there's 2 ways you can think about this. And one of them is correct and one of them is incorrect. You can think of it as 9 less like that, or 9 less like that. Well, I want you to think about it this way. Let's say I have $10, okay? And you have 9 less than me. I have $10, you have 9 less. What would you do? Would you go 9 minus 10, or would you go 10 minus 9? I have $10, you have 9 less than me. Well, you would start with what I have, right? And then subtract 9 from that. All right, so the order does matter with subtraction. Okay, so this one's not going to work. All right, so it's going to be 9 less. That's 9 less than. Whatever's over here, this is 9 less than. 9 less than twice. What does twice mean? Twice is just another way of saying 2 times. You have 2 times as much, or you have twice as much. 2 times, that just means multiplication. 2 times twice as many what? Dollars. Well, what do I use for dollars? I've already defined that. So this is 9 less than twice as many dollars. That's 2 times D minus 9. All right? So whatever I have over here, I have 9 less than that. Okay, so just be careful with that word. Less means subtraction. Twice means multiply. All right? So I hope this video was helpful. This was just kind of an introduction to algebraic expressions. On our next video, we're going to actually do some problems that are a little more involved. All right? So don't forget to check out the description. It's got a link to the notes to this lecture. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and that you'll get notified anytime I make new videos. All right? Till next time, may God bless you, my friends.